Yes. Hello, everybody. Yeah. Good afternoon, good evening, good night, good day, good morning, whatever part of the world you're in. Yes. Queen Poetry 73 here. Yeah. Just got a little bit of poetry, some things on my heart. The energy is so high. Um, yeah, all across the board. Things are happening, people hearts are heavy. Some people are excited. Some people are just, zealous. Some people are just, who they are. Some things don't bother other people, whereas some things, bother people. And when I say bother, that means that they're not in a good place. They might be low in spirit. They might be have suffered, God forbid, a loss of a loved one, or just received some, not so good news, or some people are afraid. Some people are lacking. Some people are struggling. Some people are, so it's just so much going on. The words can just probably just keep coming if I was to sit here long enough, but it's all over the place. The energy in different areas. And as I was sitting today, I just was pondering about life and how life goes up and down, how life takes you on a ride, how life is like a roller coaster ride. Guys, I don't even have the date from when I wrote this poetry. It's probably about 2 years ago, not even quite sure. But I entitled this poetry Rollercoaster. And it was just something that was on me that particular day to write this short piece. I had to have been somewhere, and whatever I saw or whatever, struck me was like, I just began to write. It says, what excitement we feel climbing up the pinnacle, yet our moods and thoughts are so cynical. 1 minute our hands are raised in the air, the next second we have a look of despair. While trembling in our sense of hope, we reminisce on other ways to cope. Can't seem to grab an image of peace while demanding our chaotic moments to cease. Yeah, that's what's happening. We're going up the roller coaster. You all know how it is. When you get in a roller coaster, you get excited. It's like, most of y'all that like me, I love the Himalaya. But I mean, I'm not really, keen on the big roller coasters anymore, because they, bother my stomach. It does something to me going up those, all the way up, and you're waiting. You're going all the way up. You get in the ride, you got your seatbelt on, you're going all the way up, because at the top, that's when you put your hands up. Everything is good at the top, but we're not paying attention that we have to come down. And the coming down part is when you're like, Lord, please don't let me do it. I won't do this again. Lord, please, I won't. You grab your stomach, and then it's all over, and you realize you're safe. But some people are not. Some people don't get back up. Some people stay down. And that's why I'm here to talk about the roller coaster. How we can be up and then down. But then you have those ones that have other things and support and people in their corner and monetary means and all those things, those connections to get them back up, where some people can't get back up. They don't have the strength. They don't have that support team. They don't have that connection. They don't have, that person in their ear saying, you can do this or you can do that. And see, this is when we need to have that relationship with God, when we need to have a relationship with Him to that when all else fails, he is and will be there to get us, to pick us up. His strength, he said in our weakness, his strength is made perfect. We can become resilient at that point. We can get up. But when you don't have that support system, you have to talk to yourself. You got to encourage yourself. You got to stand for yourself. God says when the enemy rushes in like a flood, I'll raise up a standard on the inside of you. That is the word of God. This is when it comes inside. You have to have that word deep down in your heart, that word deep down in your soul. That word is going to take you through. It's going to get you out of what you're in. It's going to build you up. It's going to give you that strength that you need to stand. You know, I'm reminded of Janet Jackson's song. It's funny how time flies when you're having fun. Yeah, it is funny how time flies when you're having fun. And when you're having fun, you don't count up the cost. You don't think about what's down there. You don't think about what it is to come. All you know is that I'm going to get on this ride and I'm getting ready to enjoy it. But we never count up the cost of when we go down. When you got to take that seatbelt off. When you got to step out of the bucket. The roller coaster ride. We don't count up that cost. We're not looking for that. We're just enjoying the ride. We're enjoying the ride. Okay? And I've been reminded of that. We put on our seatbelt. We put on a seatbelt when we get in the car or anything that will protect, the seatbelt protects us from the dangers that are to come. And God is that seatbelt. God is the seatbelt of life. He protects us. He covers us for the danger that's to come so that we don't get ejected from life. So they won't get thrown from the roller coaster. Okay? So when you're down, you got to remind yourself. When you feel like you can't make it, when you feel that sense of fatigue, that sense of loneliness, that sense of sadness and all that, you got to gird up your loins and you got to be reminded, I'm joyful and not sorrowful. I'm loved and not rejected. I'm rich and not poor. I'm strong and not weak. I'm the light and the salt of the earth. I'm blessed coming. I'm blessed while I'm there. I'm blessed in the city. I'm blessed in the field. I got favor with God and man. Everything that my hands touches turns to prophetic gold. Every land that my feet tread upon, I possess that land. These are the things that's going to get you the strength to build yourself back up so that you don't stay down at the bottom when that roller coaster ride is over. That you can get up and get out of that bucket and step on and walk to the next phase in life. This is what's happening. The energy is so high. You got people that are grieving. You got people that are wanting protection. So you got laughter and you have, grievance. The energy is high right now. And I'm here to remind you all that whether you're up or down, always keep God first. Because it is him that has risen you and it is him that can bring you down. It's nowhere that you can go that he won't be. He said, if you go up there in heaven, I'm there. If you go down in Sheol, which is hell, he said, I'm there. There's nowhere you can go that he don't see and know. He's omnipresent. He's omnipotent. He's omniscient. He's all-knowing, all-present. He's an all-seeing God. It's nothing he does not know. And I'm sure a lot of you out there know this, but I'm here to remind you that it is so. It was then and it is now. And his word is so. And it is forever. Just lean on him when you're down and out. Lean on him when you don't feel you're protected. Lean on him when you don't feel that no one is providing. Lean on him when you are sad. When you feel like all hope is lost, he is here. He is here to protect us on that roller coaster ride. And I'm reminded of that. I've been on a million roller coaster rides. I'm sure we all have. But each time I get stronger and stronger and stronger. And I'm able to speak the word into my life. I'm able to remind God. He said, you ought to remind me of my word. Remind me of my word. My word does not return unto me void. Just like the rains doesn't return unto the heavens. He wants you to remind him. He wants that relationship with you. He wants to be with you. But we go and search for other things out here in society. Materialistic things, fame, fortune, people. God said you can't trust people. You ought to put your trust in them when they only have but a breath. But we'll go and put our trust in them and ignore, God. Like he's not there. We got to get back in a true and right relationship with God. Seek him like never before. He is your seatbelt of life on this roller coaster of life. Okay? So I am Queen Poetry 73. This is my poetry time on Rollercoaster. I want you all to challenge yourself today that when you're on that roller coaster ride, when you're holding your hands up, when you're heading up to the top, and how do you feel when you know that you have to come to the bottom? How do you feel? How would you handle it? What is your source? Because I can tell you who mine is. God is my source, and anything else outside of him is a resource. But you got to remind yourself that God is the source, and that's who I look to. And that's who you should look to protect you. He is the seatbelt of life while you're on this roller coaster of life. So again, I am Queen Poetry 73. Check your surroundings. Look around. See when that seatbelt of life was on you, when you were protected from that roller coaster ride. But remind yourself of how you got up so that you can help someone else get up. Again, I am Queen Poetry 73. I want you all to be uplifted, be empowered, be inspired. Most of all, self-love. Why? Because he loved you first. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Blessings.